It's Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports, where we'll see a brawl inside the AFC East. It's the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots. All that and more coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us roughly midway between Boston and Providence. Everybody knows Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. Today, a fun matchup in the AFC East, as it'll be the Buffalo Bills taking on the New England Patriots. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Set to go now on a beautiful sunny afternoon, and we are underway in Foxborough. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. So here come the Patriots to take over on offense. And they will be led out by a man in his sophomore campaign as the quarterback.
And there's a word that constantly gets thrown around with this guy when you talk to anyone in the building: potential. They are sky high on what they believe he can grow into in the role of a starting quarterback. In addition, there are plenty around the league who think that as well. And years from now, he can still be leading this offense out.
First play, first pass for Brady. And he's taken down, back at his own 7. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Didn't have the greatest field position to start, did they? And now, after this sack, it's way, way worse.
And right off the bat, first play of the game. A situation they'll certainly want to avoid going forward. An early second and long they're facing. Looking right sideline, that's complete. And they work this out past the 25. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
And they were backed up to start the drive, but not anymore. Now that's the play call that the offensive coordinator had in his head. You saw the end result. He wanted to go ahead and push the ball downfield, and that's what they did. And they wound up with good yardage there to get things rolling.
And he powers his way up past the 30. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Nice satisfying run on first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
On second down, Martin. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down. They'll run it. Here's Martin. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped him, bringing up 4th down.
The Patriots send out their punter. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. This will be fielded at the 17. A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
This is what this man was born for, the big spotlight on a national stage like this. Really, his entire career, he's demonstrated incredible poise, no matter what type of situation his team was in. No situation is too big for him, and you can tell in the way that he takes the field. His self-belief is evident, and he gets the job done in his mind each and every time.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
That's a very nice game there, a confidence-building run. Love the execution up front, and the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
So from the 36 now, first and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Simpson, and he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here, second down.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. Second down and 8. Kelly. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a third and 8. From the gun, Kelly. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
That was the first third down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key third down throws.
The Bills send the punter out as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. So back onto the field come the Pats for their second drive. On play action, it's Brady. Open man left side is Gronkowski. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. Play action, now it's Brady. And that is incomplete.
I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll fake a block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer, he just dropped the pass. Brady again here on second and 10. He's got it complete to Gronkowski. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver, although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
First down, here's the run with Martin. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
One thing rookies need to learn at this level and quick. Make a cut, be decisive, and go. Because in college, you could dance around and wait for a hole to open because you're probably a better athlete than most of the guys on the field, but not on the NFL level.
Brady to throw on second down. Short throw complete to Gronkowski. It'll be a gain of 5, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
And the line to gain here is the 37 on third down. From the gun, it's Brady. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
The Patriots send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the second time. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is, at the 6-yard line. So here come the Bills out for their second drive. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
On first down, it's Kelly. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And a productive gain out to the 14 after starting at the 7. It's a gain of 7. Now 2nd and 3. Play action, it's Kelly. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. A big play here for Buffalo. 51 yards.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. He finds his man, complete. It's Reed. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
Now a first down throw, Kelly. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And he fights his way into the end zone for a Bills touchdown. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Bills get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play, and they actually saved it until the very end. Touchdown goes on his stat sheet, but you and I both know, and he knows as well, his teammates airing it out made this a successful drive.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, Everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
On play action, now Brady. He finds his man, complete. That's Moss. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that will bring up second down. Running out of the gun, Collins. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Brady to throw on 3rd and 1. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Throwing on first down is Brady.
Short throw complete to Gronkowski.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. I know when you got a top tight end like this, you want to get him involved, but when you do, you're hoping for more than that.
You certainly are. You've got to try and get him some space where he can make a play downfield, or at least an opportunity for some rack yardage, right? That run after catch.
On second down, here's Brady. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
He already came through for them on this drive. No surprise that they were hoping he could do it again.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. Shotgun now for Brady.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 34-yard line. 15 yards there on the catch and run.
They've looked his way quite a bit, and in my estimation, as well they should.
Well, that's now 5 catches in this first half alone.
And he picks up another first down. He's been an important part of their offense here early.
On first down, Brady. And his throw here is incomplete.
Oh, I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to throw again.
And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much.
What would look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now Brady.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point a drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25.
Buffalo set to get the football back here.
And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. They'll start this drive out on the ground.
And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's second down.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Simpson, and he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
Kelly to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The Bills with a football as we start quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Here's Kelly. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
And now a pause. It looks like we have a Patriot injured on the play.
We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 3.
Now Kelly. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 41-yard line. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target, and he didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius, understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball, and puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 11 yards there, just like last play.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Now Kelly. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain.
I haven't met a quarterback yet that didn't enter the league with a massive chip on his shoulder if he wasn't a first-round pick. They want to show the league that they made a big mistake. Determined to get the first down there, no hesitation at all to tuck it and go. I bet he would have tried running through their entire defense if it meant reaching that marker.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Out of the gun, it's Kelly. He'll go over the middle to Reed, complete. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. To throw is Kelly. Over the middle, it's complete.
And the Bills are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal. Now Kelly. This is caught. Touchdown Bills from 6 yards away. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
Now the try here for the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. So that drive goes a full 80 yards in 10 plays. And it culminates in a Bills touchdown. Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Now the Patriot offense set to take over again. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
They start the drive with Martin. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. There are times on carries like that where he looks a little bit older than his rookie status.
How many times have we talked when we've gone out to dinner about how precocious these youngsters are that come into the NFL now? They play at a higher level at a younger age. The stars aren't quite in their eyes as much as they used to be, huh?
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline. But do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. Looking back to the air on second down, it's Brady. Had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake, 3rd down. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, their first 2 drives only yielded 3 points. They might be thinking it's time to make something happen. Push the ball downfield and try and gain some points that way. Unfortunately, incomplete.
The Patriots send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Pulled in at the 24. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And out will come the offense as they take over. Their quarterback leading this offense back out. He had the short touchdown pass on their previous drive, and they'll begin again here on 1st and 10. Here's Kelly to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately because if you let that big guy get a head of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on 1st down.
From the 35, here's 2nd down and 7.
Three yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. To throw, Kelly. And he is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. An effective 7-yard 3rd down conversion.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Kelly. And that's incomplete.
I like the call. It looked like the right time to dial up a running back screen. But this one got disrupted right from the start and ends up falling incomplete.
The Bills on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
The Bills send the punter out as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback.
New England trying to get a place on offense.
On 1st and 10, here's Brady. Looking for Edelman, and he hits him. It's complete. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. From the gun, it's Brady. Drops it underneath for Collins. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay game.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Patriots first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Now Brady again. Over the middle, that's taken in by Gronkowski. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Well, this hasn't really been a first half to remember on either side of the ball. But I think this kind of makes this an important drive. You'd love to get this back to a one-score game if you can. And that's good work there to get some yardage here and pick up the first down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Working from the gun, it's Brady. That's complete. It's Collins. So that'll be no better than an incompletion, and it's second down.
When a linebacker's able to sit at the second level and see things develop in front of him, as soon as he got a hint that the quarterback was checking it down, he just made a beeline directly for the receiver and ended up making the play.
In motion is Welker. Again, it's Brady. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 34-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. From the 34 now, here's first and 10. And not able to get it that time. He'd hit on 6 straight passes. Not there, second down.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Brady will try again on second down. Looking middle, it's caught by Gronkowski. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 23. 11 more yards there, and this methodical drive continues.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
That's going to be caught by Moss. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They run over center with Collins. And he is in. Touchdown, New England. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Patriots have got it back to within a score.
So, partner, it was a passing game that drove them down the field, but when they get close, they trust that man in the backfield, and he took them home.
And they trust their offensive line as well, because so many of these units, they specialize in either pass protection or run blocking. This group shows its versatility and gets both done on this drive.
Extra point right down the middle, and that makes it a 14-10 ball game. And here's Vinatieri now to kick it away after the touchdown.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here.
No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. First and 10 as this new drive starts. Three tight ends in the ball game here on first and 10.
Kelly to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it's second down.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. On second down now, it's Simpson. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. The Patriots going with a dime package here. 2 extra defensive backs on third. Operating from the gun, Callum. And that is too far out in front. He couldn't haul it in. Incomplete. Some touchdowns on their first 2 drives, but looking like that won't be the case here.
Yeah, it looks like someone put their dukes up a little bit, doesn't it? Maybe decided to finally make a stand because those first 2 drives, they got run over. Now, finally, got their feet under them, got a little bit of balance. They're getting off the field.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. With it is Brown. Fights through him and just shedding him off there. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
A very good punt, but a 16-yard return.
And the Patriots take over. Very good starting position for the Patriot offense as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. Now Brady.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Tre'Davious White with a pick.
Loose inside the 30, inside the 10.
And he is going to score. It's a pick 6 and a Bills touchdown.
But Charles, you can just see the frustration on the sideline. Safe to say that's not how they expected this series to go. The ball only went one way, and it was backward into their own end zone, courtesy of the pick 6.
And, Brandon, how often do we hear offenses tell us before a game they want to end every series with a kick, right? A punt, a PAT, or a field goal. In case of a defense, they want to end with a punt or a takeaway. And we saw the takeaway right there, and it turned out to be a takeaway that turned into 6 points.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. It's good, and it's 21-10. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. New England's offense set to go. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
And sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Now Brady to try again after the pick 6. Wide open, Gronkowski. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a one-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted but it winds up falling incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Brady now on first down. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Here's Brady. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Brady.
A quick throw there is incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
Are you kidding me? Really?
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Brady to throw again.
And that one to the right side and incomplete.
The Buffalo defense does its job, and it's 4th down.
And that's a lesson learned from the previous drive. Last time he forced one, and it turned into a pick 6. Here, he knows better, and he just throws that one away.
The Patriots will bring on the field goal unit from the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And his kick is good. And that'll make this an 8-point game. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Room here to run. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground.
Simpson.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. This is Thomas. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Bills taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach!
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Back to you guys in a bit. But first, we welcome everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Bills with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Out come the Bills now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. We've got a close game. The offense has played well, but right now they've got to keep their foot on the gas.
And that carries with it an extra bit of pressure, doesn't it? As much fun as they're having right now, they're locked in, really clicking on all cylinders. They also know that if they ever miss a chance to put points on the board, they've actually put their team in jeopardy. And that's not how you want to play the game. It's supposed to be complementary football, offense, defense. But today, it's all offense for them.
Yeah, they've been playing with a sense of urgency. It's probably going to need to continue. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want. But on the defensive side of the ball, you're scrambling a little bit. Now you're behind trying to figure out, do I need to blitz him? Do I need to pressure him? How do I gain an advantage on this snap?
And they're able to get this one across the 35. He continues to deliver a first down here. He had 4 catches in the first half, and this one number 5.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
On 1st and 10, Kelly. Throwing middle, and it's complete. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be second down. Play action, it's Kelly. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and that's going to lead to a third down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On third down, Simpson. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on third down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right, they need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. On first down, it's Kelly. The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. To throw, Kelly. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make third down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big third down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's fourth down.
So no problems moving the ball in the first half, but they'll likely come up empty here on drive one of quarter three.
And it was so important for the defense to get that stop because what we witnessed in the first half was them getting run over. And they needed the confidence, and they needed to get off the field so they felt good going forward in this game.
And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. So here are the Patriots now. They get ready for their first possession of half number 2. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time worked well for a solid gain.
They run over center with Martin, and they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
From the gun on 3rd down, Brady. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. 9 yards that time.
Well, part of their struggles in the first half was their inability to convert consistently on 3rd down. But how about this well-designed play? Gave himself plenty of options and able to get the hook up and keep the drive going.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Martin running left. He'll get this to about the 38. From the 38 now, here's 2nd down at 7. Brady. Open man, Gronkowski complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. His big game continues. 10 catches now and another 1st down. They run the counter with Martin. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line.
Any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had another coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Again, it's Martin. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Well, they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game, and that's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I've got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides. But to see the ball in a running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
On play action, it's Brady.
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
And that is not what you expect from a receiver of his caliber. Sometimes you get a little ahead of yourself. You don't look it in, and all of a sudden it's on the ground. A surprise to all.
Brady again here on 2nd and 10. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the third quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitch and catch there to set up the 1st and goal.
Brady now to throw. Touchdown, Patriots! From 6 yards away. And the Patriots have come back to make it a 2-point game.
As a former defender, I would be angry as well. Could not get off the field. Well-executed offensive drive. No matter what the defense tried, they couldn't stop them.
So the Patriot offense stays out there, and they'll line up and go for 2. They'll try and run it with Martin. And he's not going to get there. So they come up empty on the 2-point conversion, and they are unable to tie up this football game. And here's Vinatieri now to kick it away after the touchdown. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he returns this to the 22. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
A quick throw taken in by Diggs. Only able to gain a couple there, and that'll make it 2nd down. Up the middle they go. It's Simpson, and he'll be stopped up at the 26 after a gain of only a couple.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling.
That's not the first time they've looked his way when they've needed a big play. He's been the go-to guy all game long. And they get the hook up again on 3rd down to keep this drive alive.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. Simpson takes it to about the 37.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. Here's Kelly to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Reed. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. An extra corner comes on now for the Patriots D on 3rd down. Now Kelly. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Bills first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3.
Short yardage situation, you have to wonder if they thought that they were just going to run it inside. But you have to be cognizant of the back slipping out of the backfield trying to find some open space. And that's exactly what he does to the tune of a first down.
They run with Thomas. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. Give him 18 on that one as the Bills are going to have a first down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game. 1st and 10 here. They run the counter. Simpson. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Now a 2nd and 6. A play fake. Now Kelly. And he goes down. It's a Patriots sack. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards. A 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd.
All about the offense so far this drive, putting something sustained together. But the defense, they responded on that play. 2nd and manageable became 3rd and long. The drive marching to the end zone is one play from stalling out.
So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dime. Now Kelly. And this one is incomplete. So 2 third down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down. The Bills send the punter out. He's been terrific so far. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. The long drive last time out for this offense, Charles, if you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partners, a former defensive back, I'm not remembering it's a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Back now in Foxborough. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. To throw, it's Brady. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. Close there. He caught it, just wasn't able to stay in bounds.
And that's where the sideline, it was used as a 12th defender. You know, 11's legal. This one is an imaginary one that my college coach used to call Sammy Sideline. Sammy Sideline can protect you at times, and in this case, that's exactly what he did for the defenders.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
Brady looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And this is caught. It's pulled in by Gronkowski. And he will have a Patriots first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2.
Oftentimes we think of those tough yards as grinding yards that a running back has to pick up. How about the tight end there picking up the first down in that situation?
That's what he's there for, right?
Big fella, get it to him, let him fight off some people and pick up the necessary yardage.
Brady now on 1st down. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Meanwhile, Brady's throw taken in by Moss.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
And a 10th carry here for Martin. And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
2nd and 3 with the ball sitting on the 5.
Shotgun now for Brady. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. Late game, that hurts. Take the touchdown off the board.
No doubt about it, and this is where you make a great movie scene, right? Go in, rally the team. Okay, we lost points there. Let's get it back and go out and score again. Can he get it done?
The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Now Brady. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This for a 4th quarter lead. And his kick is good. And they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
The kicking unit out for the Patriots as they send this one away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Bills offense now, they get set to head back onto the field.
The last series form, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10.
Now a 1st down throw. Kelly. From the left side is complete to Reed. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The end result, 21 yards.
Well, this offense hasn't been at their best here. They've made some mistakes. They've been frustrated. They've been largely shut down. But then you look up and say, wait a second, this is a one-score game. So they're still very much in this. And they're on the move here with a first down.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be second down.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch.
That was an okay hookup there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up third down.
A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on third down. Now they'll pitch it out here, and he is going to lose yardage here. Boy, that's a 5-yard loss. Fourth down now.
That's a nice job there, foiling what all offenses try to do, which is control the defensive end in the running game. They want to get to the outside, and if he keeps himself free, stays on his feet, he can make a play just as he did there.
The Bills send the punter out. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. And the Patriots gearing up to go now. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. The drive starts with a run by Collins. He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's a second down and 9. Now Brady. That's going to be caught by Moss. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 22 yards there, a first down.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on first and second downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
They try to run wide side with Martin. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2, and that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
From a couple of yards beyond midfield, here's 2nd and 8. Here's Brady to throw. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he's got a first down. It's a tackle made at the Bills' 37. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
Even against double coverage, he found enough of an opening for a noticeable gain. 2 guys on him, yet he finds a way to uncover downfield for the completion.
On first down, Brady. Short throw complete to Gronkowski. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Back to the ground, Martin. Doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the run. 67 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what we said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field, and getting pushed down it.
Dillon is into the end zone. Touchdown, New England. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
Extra point attempt to come here. And with that, the lead is up to 8. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. And here's Vinatieri now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Buffalo offense back out ready to go. There's still plenty of time here in the fourth quarter. Just a 1-possession game, down 8. They'll be looking for the touchdown and 2-point conversion. A field goal here on this drive does very little at this stage.
They'll start on the ground here on first down.
And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up second down.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Out of the gun, it's Kelly.
And there's a good opportunity to just run a ride there, a drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
New England on third down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Play action, it's Kelly.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that's a much-needed first down right there. Look, they're down by 8. So logic says they don't have to get a touchdown out of this drive. But the way things are going, I don't know if I'd put it in the hands of my defense here. You might not get the ball back at all. So if a 4th down situation comes up, I'm thinking hard about going for it right here and right now.
On 1st and 10, Kelly. And Thomas has it. Able to slither by. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
And that was a beautifully executed screen pass. They let the rushers get upfield and get the escorts in front, meaning the offensive linemen, other blockers out in front, completed the pass beautifully. So now you've got all that open space with big guys leading the way.
Now here's a pass on first down. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they're in a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Now Kelly.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10. Kelly to throw.
The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and that'll get the lead down to 5. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, fourth quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. So the Patriots coming out now. Right now clinging to a one-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Looking middle, and that's complete. 7 catches for him now. This last one, a first down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Out of the gun, this is Collins. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. Back to the ground. This time it's Martin. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Let's go, baby.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. To the right side, this is Dillon. And some room to maneuver. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And they'll indeed take a knee. Second and 11. Up the middle, it's Martin. And that should do it. He's got a first down, and the Patriots can run it out from here. A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column.
This defense needs a big play in the worst way because so far, they're not putting up much of a fight. If they don't get a stop here soon, this game could be over for them.
Brady will take a knee here, and that should just about do it.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
But Charles, we were treated to an excellent game today, capped off by that second-half comeback. This was a joy to watch.
Entertaining for us, not so much to the team who led at halftime and now is leaving here, knowing that they let a win slip through their fingers. Tough one for them to carry home.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The Patriots winners here at home as we say so long from Foxborough.